If you're running a sale on Meta, this is the only video you need. We'll talk about budget, how to structure the account, creative, which optimization window to use, and a lot more. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is a demo account, but the first thing you want to do is always create a separate campaign for your sales. You keep your evergreen campaigns separate and the sale campaigns separate. So it's like really easy to go back and look and compare. And also if you add in all your sale ads into the current evergreen and just kind of mess up the performance, it'll perform really well, but then you won't be able to sometimes get the performance back off the evergreen assets. What I always do is create a separate dedicated campaign for the sale, however long it's running, but you can also still keep your evergreen ads on while the sale is on. Even though, it doesn't have sale messaging, people will see the ads land on the site and then be surprised, and the conversion rate for those should improve as well. Plus, they've been running for so long, so you should see attribution come in. Let's get into actually creating a new campaign for the sale. So the first one I'll create is just standard ASC or advantage shopping. So you choose sales, choose ASC. There are a couple of things you want to do right off the bat to make sure it's set up correctly. So what I like to do is the first step is go down here and make sure you decide what attribution setting to use or optimization window. Usually for a sale, I would remove view throughs. It's going to heavily skew towards view and retargeting. And a lot of that will probably be non-incremental for the sale. So depending on how long you're running the sale, I would do 7-day click if it's, an entire week. But if it's just a flash sale for 48 hours or just through the weekend, I would change it to a 1-day click only. You can test this if you have some video creative. Since the engaged view, you can trust it a bit more than just view throughs, because at least if someone's watched 10 seconds of the video, if it's shorter than 10 seconds, then or 97% of the length of the video. So it's up to you. I haven't seen much difference in performance, honestly, between turning this on or off. So just leave it on. And then, so since this is advantage shopping ASC, you want to make sure you have this defined in the audience segments. The demo have a simple definition for the engaged audience. It's just website 180. You can't actually add engagers to this, which is kind of annoying. So you can't add your Facebook or Instagram engagement audiences, but you can add any other lists you've synced, email addresses, add to cards like that. And then in the existing customers, I just have the pixel 180 in here, but you'd probably want to sync your Klaviyo audiences so that it's dynamic and always refreshing. And then, the most important, make sure you have existing cap set up. I'm going to spend $1,000 a day on this campaign. Depending on your existing customers and how much you want to spend, I probably wouldn't do more than 10%, just because, Facebook's anyway going to retarget the warmer audiences in this engaged segment. You can actually see the breakdown, which I'll show you after, which is cool. And then, you can set up the start date. So a lot of times when, it's just a flash sale for the weekend and you just set a daily budget, it might not spend the entire thing. You could set a lifetime, but again, if suppose the sale is going really well and you just want to double or triple this budget. So instead of adding more to this budget here, it can reset the learning phase. It still may not spend the entire amount. I would use budget scheduling, which is what this is made for, which is awesome. It's especially saying that during peak traffic periods or higher sales opportunities to use this. What's amazing is I've used this before and I haven't seen it actually reset the learning phase when I'm using it. So, suppose your sale is next weekend, you can set it to increase, 8 a.m. from the Saturday all through at midnight, increase by a dollar amount or a percentage amount. I usually just do a dollar amount and increase it by 5K. So it's spent an average of 6,000. So the $1,000 that you set plus 5K only on that day, which is awesome. And then, in terms of the ads, you need diversity in creatives. So I would have at least 5 or 6 different ad types between image ads, carousel video, throw in a collection. So that's an ASC campaign for the sale, but I'd also create a non-ASC manual campaign just to make sure I'm kind of going after more incremental new users. I've been seeing better performance with non-ASC campaigns in the last 3 or 4 months. So it's the same setup, go to sales, but instead of choosing advantage shopping, manual sales campaign. And then here you could probably do a CBO. And then that way you kind of have, different audiences. Depending on, if you've used cost caps or bid caps before, you could mess around with this, but usually for a sale, and if it's a flash sale only for like 2 or 3 days, I'd probably just use lowest cost. So again, yeah, change the attribution setting here to 1 day click, and then remove views. And then I'd probably use the broad audiences, Advantage Plus audiences default, but you can still go down here and then exclude people. So I'd make sure, you're kind of excluding at least site visitors and the pixel purchasers. And then, yeah, if you have the dynamic list, I would exclude those as well. Keep all this the same, keep the placements the same, and set it up. And then I would duplicate this and essentially make another audience, but instead go and switch this to original audiences. Even though, it's saying 33% lower, it's fine. This is the old school way. So, you can add interests if you want to use that, or you can even still do lookalikes up here. So I've actually seen good success with the Shopify lookalike. So my second ad set would probably be like a shop lookalike. It's anyway broad, regardless. Like even if you add a lookalike or interest, like Meta's still going to go broad. But it's just good to have like a bit of diversity in there if you want, if you have enough budget, or you can just have one ad set. And then you could set up a dedicated retargeting campaign, but it just depends. Like honestly, I haven't been setting them up for sales and seeing great success. So what you could do sometimes is set up a warm retargeting campaign using reach or like a different objective, since those people are going to buy anyway and CPMs are like a lot lower. Or yeah, just set up a sales campaign, dedicated one for retargeting, but keep it a small budget. Wouldn't worry about that too much. That's it.